My name is Angel. Who here listens to hip hop? Alright. Does anyone know what this image is representing?
Different styles of like to express accomplishment.
That's right. It's the elements of hip hop, which is b-boying, graffiti, DJ, MCing, which is rapping. Why isn't hip hop? No, my question is, why isn't hip hop viewed in a positive light? So this is my personal story / the issue, which falls into the personal story. So got introduced to the sound by my uncle. Watched a graffiti documentary called Wild Style and Style Wars. My uncle taught me how to break dance and taught me to mix. So the lyrics, I got introduced to hip hop when I was 4 years old. First, it started off with The Sound, which is what my uncle showed me, and he showed me various artists like Biggie, Tupac, Big L, Gangstar. And the value it had to me was, my dad wasn't really in my life growing up, so having my uncle there for me and showing me this music really uplifted my spirit, because most of the music in the rap songs really told stories about growing up in poverty and struggles and all that. So, not a funny story, but in preschool, the reason why it's something viewed as something negative is because in preschool, how many of you are familiar with the song Juicy by Biggie? Okay, so one day in preschool, I was walking in, and that song was playing in my dad's car, so it was stuck in my head the whole day. And I went into school rapping it and thinking, it was fine, and I said a swear word, and the teacher caught me. And I got in trouble for it. I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to swear, but she said that the other lyrics that I was saying was negative. So I got sent home that day, and my mom told me that I couldn't be listening to that music no more, so she switched my albums to Kids Bop. So I didn't really understand why. My uncle came to talk to me. He was just like, there's nothing bad about hip-hop. He actually is the one who got me into writing poetry and using that to relieve my stress. So the graffiti documentary, I remember I went downstairs to my uncle's house, and he was watching this documentary, and I was interested in it because I was inspired by all the colors that I seen, and just a lot of elements that were in the documentary. After watching it, I drew my first picture, which sucked. I'm not a graffiti artist, but I still did it regardless. And another story that falls into the negativity of it, I went to Target with my mom one day. Mind you, I was 6 years old. I brought 4-color paint markers. While my mom was paying at the cashier, I went out into the front and I started writing on the wall. And my mom caught me. Thank God it wasn't security, but she started yelling at me and saying, like, where did I get this from? And I told her that my uncle was the one who showed me a documentary, so I see nothing wrong with it. So I got grounded, of course, and I was confused on why. So I went to my uncle, and I'm like, how come other artists aren't being arrested for or getting charged for something that they're creating? And so in my head, I was thinking art isn't a crime, but I gave that up anyway because I sucked, so there was no purpose of just trying to write anymore, so I gave that up. But I still support it because it's just in my city. Brings a lot of multiple elements to it. B-boying, so when I started off when I was 4 as well, my uncle was the main reason why I got into hip-hop, so he was breakdancing one day. I liked it. I was just rolling around on the floor at first because I didn't know how to breakdance, but he started teaching me how, so I learned the culture of it. Our crews came together and battled. And going to my first battle, it was weird because it was more in a private area, and I asked why. And he said cops would shut down battles, and cops would stop it as an act of fighting. And they said that it was battles were mainly seen as fighting when really it wasn't. It was just dancing. So I was really pretty upset about that, especially since it was my first battle. I also got a nickname from when I was a young age. Many of you might have known Toxic. Yeah, and that's how I got into b-boying, but also there's a negative aspect to it. DJing, so again, I witnessed my uncle DJing, and I had we had a party, and he let me mix for once because he was teaching me how to mix. And I played probably like the worst song ever, which was Biggie, Who Shot You. And many of you who know that's a diss towards Tupac, so there's a lot of profanity and a lot of cussing, and I got in trouble. And my mom said that I can't play that music or anywhere because it's promoting violence. This is a video example of what I was talking about. I don't know if any of you seen the movie Beach Street, but this video is a subway scene where they're breakdancing and cops shut them down because it wasn't active.
Yo, chill out, man. I hear something. That's the right thing. Let's serve these dudes, man.
So notice how they weren't making any contact and the police still stopped them. That's what my uncle was talking about, why the battles I used to attend used to be private because they wouldn't want to deal with anything like that. It was just a little research that I found, and I don't know if any of you know DJ Kool Herc. He's the founding father of hip hop. He's the one that created mostly everything. He was also a b-boy. And everything started, it was born in the Bronx, New York, and hip-hop was created to bring the community and black cultures together, but then later on carried on to the Latino group, which brought them in as well. A little bit more about b-boying. B-boying started in the late 60s. B-boys crews were created, and they all came together to promote peace, which is why I still don't understand why cops would try to stop it. It was an art form. It relieves stress and just brings everyone together. MCing became more popular in the 70s. The lyrics were used to basically just talk about stories about the struggles in the neighborhoods and the killings, and mostly Biggie Smalls, like his songs, were talking like even if they were about killing, it's because it's something that he witnessed. So that's why I think that hip hop MC should create more, like a better sound selection than the main street rap that's going on. Solution I came up with is rappers now should create more meaningful lyrics, bring the old school culture back, such as not that Lil Wayne garbage and all that Young Thug or Drake. Bombers, which is also known as graffiti artists, they should ask permission to create more murals on walls and make the city more colorful. I mean, if you have to do it illegally, go ahead. I still don't see anything wrong with it. And B-boys just start performing in public. Keep battles in a positive manner and bring crews together just to show that there's nothing violent